So let's come get comfortable. Sit up if you have a block or a pillow, that's great, or towels. And if you don't, just sitting on your bum is all right. And take a moment to just come into yourself. So with that neutral spine, finding a way that you can breathe a little deeper. And so whether it's 7 or 8 in the morning, 2 p.m. or 8 p.m., whatever was happening just before and whatever is going to be happening just after can be both that before and after. And now we can just take this time for ourselves. Taking a few deep breaths, noticing how that's feeling. Is the breath able to expand, or is there holding in some places? And all these inquiries are just that, they're inquiries. They're not judgments. So if we notice things that are great, that's awesome. And if we notice things that we want to work with, that's awesome too. I love that bell in the background, Annalisa. I can tell it's 2 o'clock, and you can tell it's totally Europe, that old sounding, like that bell going on, and it's probably like church or the town square. It's great.
Every 15 minutes, I'll mute myself so it doesn't annoy you.
No, I love it. It's cool. Let's start with a little mudra for breathing, just because I'm noticing in myself a little contracting in the breath, and maybe that'll resonate with you guys as well too. So hands in kind of up, thumbs out, thumbs into the chest slightly. And let's just take a few breaths here. So the arms can be slightly relaxed, but also active. So not into full-on Gestapo and not into, really lackadaisical, finding comfortable. And taking a few moments just to use this posture as a way to possibly deepen into the mid-thoracic. Finding a little more expansion. This is a mudra I like to do for breathing in the morning, especially because it helps expand up into the middle upper area of the thoracic. So this is an area that when we breathe into it more, we start to stimulate our sympathetic nervous system. And that can be good because it can help us spark things and like, let's go. So if we're a little lackadaisical and slow in the morning, it can be a great way to pep us up. No caffeine needed. But if you want coffee, that's cool as well. And noticing here as well how the breath is feeling in your body. So if it feels the same as before, or if it feels different, just taking that into account. And noticing as well, is the breathing going forward or backwards, up or down, left or right? And if you notice it's not going in one or more of those directions, just kindly invite that in. Don't force it, but let it see like, oh, what would it be like if I could breathe a little more into the back body here? A little more into the top, a little more into the bottom, wherever it is. Take one more nice breath here. Exhaling out and let the hands come down. And you can start to roll the shoulders back. So one at a time, just letting one shoulder go back, come down, the other up, down. My guess is some of us, a lot of us are probably spending a lot more time on the computer now that we don't have water coolers to go hang out in. And even though we're at home and we have more to do and more time for ourselves, I keep hearing how more people just keep saying they're at their computer all the time. So this is a nice little way of just sort of shrugging back, resetting some of that tension that gets held when we're holding in. And you can have the head looking forward, or maybe the eyes want to go back with the shoulders, bringing in a little bit of that neck movement into it. And if that feels comfortable, you can try going the other way. That might be a little more challenging for some, so go with what it is. But if you bring the right shoulder up, we're looking over to the left, and as the left shoulder comes up, looking over to the right. And then bring both ears up, shrug it up, bring it up nice and tight. A big breath in on the exhale, sigh, let it out. And again, bringing the shoulders up and in, squeezing it in. Exhale, letting it out. Let's interlace our fingers, bring the palms up to the sky. Keep raising the palms up. And those shoulder blades, let them dripping down. So we have extensioning up while bringing down. Bless you. And then the hands can come down in a twist. We'll twist over to the right side. The left hand on the right knee, right hand behind us. Giving us a nice little twist, looking past that right shoulder. And then staying here and let the head start to wander over to the left side. So we'll keep the twist. We're just going to let the head and the neck twist over to the left. And then the exhale coming back. So we'll do a few turnings. Inhaling and exhaling. And just finding the movement with the breath while still keeping that twist. And if you feel comfortable here and you want, I'll keep giving a few additions. You don't have to do any of them. You can just stay still. But if you feel comfortable, as your head turns to the left, your eyes will turn to the right. And as your head turns to the right, your eyes will turn to the left. This is a really sort of small movement, but it's a nice one as it works with what's sometimes called decoupling. So the muscles of the eyes can get stuck in relation to the muscles of the neck and the spine. So this is a great way to help free that up. We'll do one more wherever you are. And then come back to center. You're ready, arms up to the sky. Interlace your fingers the other way. And then twisting over to the opposite side. So just staying here first for the twist, just here. And again, inviting in the noticing of how one side feels versus the other side. Slow, deep breaths. And then you can stay here again, or you can start to move that neck with the breath, small twisting. And just keep the eyes normal for now. If you did that on the other side, we'll build up to that. And then if you're doing it on the other side, you can invite that in with the eyes. So as your head turns to the right, the eyes will look over to the left. And as your head turns to the left, the eyes look over to the right. I find the eyes are really important because so much of what we do comes out of our eyes, and our patterns of movement can actually be largely related into our patterns of seeing. And so some of these smaller ones, they don't always feel so much in the moment, and afterwards can have really big effects. And one more time in your own pace. And when you finish that up, again, bring the arms up, palms to the sky. And then let the hands come back behind us, pressing the fingertips or the palms into the ground or a block, and just lifting the chest up a little more. Chin to the sky. Big breath in here. You can bring the feet forward from here. Pelvis up to a reverse table. And for those of you with dogs at home, this is the pit position that when you're in, the dogs love to just come jump on you. And then coming back down. Removing anything that you're sitting on. And let's roll onto all fours. For those who have been coming, you know this is my favorite pose to start the morning with, cat and cows. So we'll do a few of those. Inhaling up. So going in your pace. And in each inhale, seeing if the space between each vertebrae could come a little closer together in the back. And on the exhale, the spaces in the front of the vertebrae can come a little closer. The spaces in the back can open a little more, finding extra space in the discs and the spaces between the bones. And if you hear some pops and some cracks in your spine, that's okay. Some people I've been working with privately have said that they don't need their chiropractor anymore once they started doing a lot more spinal movements. And then coming back to center, bring one leg back, stretching it back, coming onto your balls of your toes, pressing the heel away, getting a nice stretch in the back of that thigh, the hamstrings. And then let that knee come down and other side up. And that knee down, and then both legs up, coming into our plank pose. And because it's morning, we'll just hang out here for like 5 minutes until all the muscles are warmed up. Just joking. Bend the knees, come back into downward dog with the bent knees so that we can lengthen more through the back, no curvature in the low back. And feel the four corners of your hands on the ground. And imagine that your index fingers could even drag closer together, creating a small isometric movement there. And finding the breath that we had at the beginning, as steady here, as then. And then slowly walk your feet forward. Do a forward fold. Head is down. And the arms are heavy and the head is heavy. Feet have your support. Pressing strong into the ground. As you press into the ground, your spines start to lengthen up. The head is still heavy. And keep pressing down to give the force of the spine to uncurl as you come up. Once the head is up, the arms can come up by the side and stretch up as well. Interlace fingers, have your index finger pointing up to the sky. From here, reach over to the right side so those fingers can point to the right upper ceiling. Feel the weight of the feet, especially the left foot, to give you that counter support. Feel that you can extend your hands up and the feet can extend through the floor, creating length on the sides and the front of the body. And coming back up to center. Staying here for an inhale. On the exhale, going over to that left side. So same sort of deal. Weight through the feet, especially the right foot. Reaching out through the fingers to the left upper ceiling. Feeling the lengthening in the sides of the bodies as well as the front and the back. Coming up to center. Lift a little higher up. Exhale, arms by the side. Arms coming back up, forward. You can even look up, have a small back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Step the right leg back. Keep the right hand on the ground. Open the left arm up to the sky. Breathing in. Each inhale, feel the ground coming in through the hands and the feet, coming up to that heart region. On the exhale, expanding out from the heart, lifting up to the sky, as well as reaching into the floor a little more. The inhale becomes this sort of pulling inwards. And the exhale becomes an expansion outwards. Let the left hand come down, straighten that left leg as much as is comfortable. And then bend that front knee, step the right foot forward, come up to a flat back. Exhaling, folding over. Step the left leg back. Left hand on the ground. Right hand up to the sky. So same forces, inhaling in through the feet, through that left hand, bringing the energy into the heart. Exhale, expanding out from there, through the hands, through the feet, through the head, through the tail. And let the hand come down, straighten that front leg. Bring that right hand inside the right leg and then rotate your feet, coming to a parallel position lengthwise on the mat. You can bring the feet a little wider if that's comfortable. And bend the knees slightly, come up to a modified squat. So the hands can be on the thighs if that's comfortable. Otherwise, the arms can come up. Keep letting the bum drop down, tailbone dropping down, head rising up. And especially in this pose, it can be nice to have the lips curl up, get a big smile. It can be sensitive for some of us in the inner thighs. You can go a little lower. And then exhale, folding forward, hands interlaced behind the back, arms up. And keep folding a little more, letting the hands come a little more behind, up and over. And then release the hands. And you can come back to forward. Step that front foot back to plank. And lowering slowly all the way down to the ground. And coming up to a baby small cobra. And pressing up over the hands onto the knees back into a child's pose. And from child's pose, scooting your bum next to your feet, coming onto the ground, bringing the feet forward. And both feet forward, arms up, and just fold over yourself here. And then slowly coming back up. Again, similar like the beginning, hands come behind us. This time the legs will be straight, lifting up. A little higher, lifting the pelvis. Exhale, coming back down. Coming to bend the knees and lie on your back. And bring the right ankle outside the left knee. Hands can grab behind the thigh or in front of the shins, whichever is comfortable. Slow, deep breaths. And switching sides over to the other. And again, just taking a note of which side feels maybe more ease and which is less ease. If they are, they can be the same as well. And if they are different, this gives you a note of what you can work with. And then release that, bring both knees into the chest. Squeeze the knees in, bring the nose to the knees. If you're able to, you can even give your knees a kiss. Nice little self-care. And then let everything come down. Feet on the ground, legs on the ground, arms on the ground, hands, head. Let everything slowly relax and melt away. For those of us on the morning time, this is where we start to peel away our layers. We can slowly emerge as a butterfly from a cocoon. For those of you in Europe, this is the midday chrysalis. And those of you across in Asia, this is where all the junk from the day that isn't needed, we let go as we prepare for the deeper sleep that will come in a few hours. Wherever you are, this is just a moment where everything can fall away and newness can emerge. And letting the body be very heavy and at ease. Feeling the weight of the head, the shoulders, the hips, and the feet. And gently finding your breath again. Noticing the ease of which the breath travels in and out, and the deepness of it. Let your arms slowly raise overhead and point behind you. Take a big breath in, point from fingers to toes. Exhale, let everything fall away again. Slowly bend your knees, feet to the ground, and rolling onto your side. Staying here for a breath. And as you're ready, you'll press into the hands and slowly come up to sit. And sitting with our last few moments before whatever we have coming our way. Just like in the beginning, slow, comfortable breath. Bring your hands to prayer in front of the heart. Bow forward, sealing off this moment for yourself.